Plant FAQs, Begonia Escargot. See more 2,104 species in genus Begonia at monsteraholic.com. How to care for Begonia Escargot. Begonia Escargot is a beautiful foliage plant known for its unique, spiraled leaves with a shimmering metallic sheen. Here's a guide to caring for your Escargot begonia to keep it thriving indoors. Light. Bright, indirect light. Escargot begonia prefers bright, indirect sunlight. Avoid harsh direct sun, which can scorch the leaves. A north or east-facing window with sheer curtains or filtered light is ideal. It can tolerate lower light conditions, but the variegation on the leaves might become less pronounced and growth might be slower. Watering. Moist, but not soggy. Aim for consistently moist soil, but not waterlogged. Overwatering is a major cause of root rot. Here's a good approach. Check the soil moisture regularly. Stick your finger into the top inch of soil. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Water deeply when watering, allowing excess water to drain freely from the drainage holes. Avoid leaving the plant sitting in water. Humidity. High humidity preferred. Escargot begonia enjoys high humidity levels, around 50% or more. This can be a challenge in drier climates. Here are some ways to increase humidity. Use a pebble tray filled with water placed under the pot. Ensure the pot sits above the water level. Group plants together to create a humid microclimate. Run a humidifier near your plant. Mist the leaves occasionally with filtered or distilled water. Avoid excessive misting, which can encourage fungal diseases. Temperature. Warm temperatures. Maintain a warm temperature range between 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. Protect your Escargot begonia from cold drafts and sudden temperature fluctuations. Soil. Well-draining potting mix. Use a well-draining potting mix that allows for good aeration. Here are two options. Organic mix. A commercially available organic potting mix specifically formulated for aroids, plants with fleshy rhizomes, is a great choice. DIY mix. Create your own well-draining mix using equal parts potting soil, perlite, and orchid bark. Fertilizing. Light feeding. Escargot begonia is not a heavy feeder. You can fertilize it monthly during spring and summer with a diluted balanced fertilizer or a fertilizer specifically formulated for aroids. However, fertilizing is not essential for healthy growth. Additional tips. Wipe the leaves occasionally with a damp cloth to remove dust and improve light absorption. Repot only when the roots outgrow the current container. Choose a pot with drainage holes slightly larger than the root ball. Escargot begonia is sensitive to chemicals in tap water. Use filtered or rainwater whenever possible. Brown leaf tips can be a sign of low humidity, underwatering, or mineral buildup from tap water. How to propagate Begonia Escargot. Propagating my Escargot begonia is relatively easy. I usually do it through leaf cuttings. I cut a healthy leaf with a small stem and place it in moist potting soil or a mix of peat and perlite. Covering the pot with plastic helps maintain humidity, which is crucial for rooting. Within a few weeks, new roots and tiny plants start to form. It's exciting to watch the new plants develop from just a single leaf. Where to buy Escargot begonia? I usually buy my Escargot begonias from local nurseries or garden centers that specialize in houseplants. Online plant retailers and specialty begonia growers are also great sources. It's important to choose a reputable seller to ensure I'm getting a healthy plant. Are Escargot begonias indoor plants? Escargot begonias can be grown as indoor plants, and they thrive in the controlled environment of my home. They appreciate the consistent temperatures and humidity levels indoors. However, they can also be placed outside in a shaded spot during the warmer months, which helps them flourish. Does Begonia Escargot flower? While the main attraction of Escargot begonias is their stunning foliage, they do flower. The blooms are small and not particularly showy, often pale pink or white, but they add a charming touch to the plant. The flowers usually appear in late winter to early spring. When to repot an Escargot begonia? I repot my Escargot begonia when it outgrows its current pot or when I notice the roots are becoming crowded, usually every 1 to 2 years. Spring is the best time to repot, as the plant is entering its active growing season. I move it to a slightly larger pot with fresh potting mix to give the roots more room to grow. Why are the leaves on my Escargot begonia drying out? If the leaves on my Escargot begonia are drying out, it can be due to several reasons. The most common cause is underwatering, so I make sure the soil remains consistently moist. Low humidity can also cause leaf dryness, so I might mist the plant or place it on a humidity tray. Additionally, I check for pests like spider mites, which can cause similar symptoms. If none of these seem to be the issue, I reconsider the plant's light exposure, as too much direct sunlight can lead to leaf burn.